but I'm excited about all things that happen in the company and how things are growing and how how Coach would always say, don't miss this. I really think we're going to go out of 2025 with a bang. Folks are coming on board with this whole movement that the company is doing and how they're having all their different meetings everywhere. The fact that Chris has taken the helm now, and it's all about doing what you know to do. But one thing I'm excited about is the new outlook. We talked a little bit about it at the end of the call last week, and there's nothing like that 36-minute video. Well, it's really just an audio. You just kind of listen to it. It doesn't change. It's on goteamget.com. I suggest you listen to it more than one time because it really just puts the whole concept of multi-level marketing or network marketing, whatever you feel comfortable saying, in a new light for all of us. And it's almost like it's the way that we need to do what we need to do in order to launch our business. And it's more, what I like about it is it's not a selfish move. You're not trying to get somebody in so you can get a bonus, so you can move, blah, blah, blah. You're really trying to explain to people why multi-level marketing, it's a freedom tool. It's something that will allow you to change your family's financial future for the better. And it breaks it down. So everybody has been blinded, I would say, to network marketing. Oh, it's a pyramid, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's inverted pyramid. Everybody works and everybody gets paid. It's not like there's one guy at the top making all the money. A inverted triangle. So it's not like everybody at the top is making the money. You can come on board. I was telling this to somebody else the other day because she had, folks have all their issues here, there. And I said, well, you can come in and start making more money than that person instead of getting hung up on the fact that they're going to get their little $2 or whatever they're going to be making. You can get to a point where you're making more money than them. And that's happened to Rick and I. So I'm literally speaking from experience that you can do that. You can actually start making more money. We were making more money. Even now, I could say we make more money than other directors in the company because of the way it's structured. So when you work, you get paid. When you share this opportunity with people, you get paid. So, folks get hung up on, oh, I want the title, I want this. No, I just want the cash. Because with this title, and I'll say, yes, go right ahead.
Also need to remind people or include in that statement, you guys were making more money. You didn't even have the position than those folks that did. So, you weren't directors. You were making more than the directors. So, like you said, you guys were living it. And most people don't understand that part of it. Great to have you guys in as an example. So, rumor or put that mistake or that false message out there.
That's true.
It's true. You figure, Mariano, you were there because Rick was wearing the ring before we had the title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever need anybody to vouch what you're saying, you got me there because, and we kind of lived it together, right?
We did.
Yeah.
When they were, and that was a cool thing about in the day when the YTB previous company was sharing with us those weekly or monthly bulletins, had the earnings of all of the leaders and stuff like that. I wish they would come back with something similar to that, even if they just made it available to us back office, again, to show people, again, what's possible, not just the directorship or even the multi-level marketing side, because we all know there are people that are building great customer databases, and especially now with 100% compensation instead of the 60%, you know, it's about to get really, really stupid in a good way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
that
true.
is true because, and even back then, a lot of folks who just got started and perhaps were not able to show that they were making a big or significant income, that was something they would use. It was like, until you have your story, share somebody else's story.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big deal. A lot of people were sharing other folks' story because they didn't really have a story yet. And it was like, don't listen to my story. Listen to what can happen. Look at the potential that you have by coming in and having your own business. And I think when folks start realizing that corporate America is not there for you, and I was talking with my daughter about this just the other day, because I remember a few years back, before she started working for NG, she was working for, oh man, I forget the name of the company, but right before Christmas, they let her go. And there was no qualms, there was no notice, there was nothing. It's like, okay, well, we're going to have to let you go, blah, 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 budget cuts, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to happen again this year. And it's almost like, instead of you guys sit back and wait, start doing it now. Get your own home-based business now. So you have your few weeks of checks coming, but you're also building your home-based business also. And then those other folks that get their little pink check, their little pink slips or whatever slip it is, to say this is going to be your last pay period because the company has to start cutting back. Now they have something to fall back on. And there's going to be several people that they can say, hey, why don't we do this together? Why
You know
don't we
what?
give this 6 months? Why don't we give this a year? Yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, just like we always talk about, people compartmentalize, their lives. And so they don't see it until it happens to them. They get that pink slip, they get ready for retirement, and there's no retirement. Them realizing, the month is still going and they're short. 80% living paycheck to paycheck. 70% of the churches in America being broke, but they don't realize it until it impacts them directly. It's almost like they're in this whole trance, going forward, walking forward like a zombie, like a robot, until they get slapped upside the head in reality. And like you're saying, it usually happens every year, pink slips, and folks are like, oh my God, how could they do this to me? And that's just something that actually happens every year. And we know that jobs have a shelf life, that is going to happen to you at some point where, like Arlen says, you need to create your own economy and create so that you're not impacted by what's going on around you. And the most interesting thing is that when you look at and consider the travel industry and the money that, regardless of what's going on in the economy outside of COVID back in 2020, travel is still happening. Travel is still exploding. Like Ed was saying, what, $11.1 trillion. And we have access to the travel services. But even more importantly, we have access to building a team. I brought this lady on.
What do they say, Rick? Travel is recession proof? Is that what it says?
Recession proof. Travel is recession proof. Travel is whatever proof of what's happening right now, even in America with the job situation, and people are looking for good jobs that can support a household. And I added to our website, GoTeamGet.com. When you get a chance, go and take a look. I added something that a person can actually say. And you should go on and look at the new SBA tab. And one of the things that I added based on some of the things, and we kind of know this, but getting off to a fast start, right? Building a foundation, of the five, sharing the opportunity, looking for 5 or 7 to 10 serious people who are serious about business, where they are the boss. In fact, you are your own boss. And here's something that a person can actually say, Carol, I got started in a new exciting business and you might be able to help me. Do you know anybody that would like to have an extra 2 to 5,000 a month when they retire? And it may be that person that you're talking to that's in the retirement age, or to travel, an extra 2 to 5,000 to travel, or everybody wants a truck or to buy a truck. Regardless of the specifics, wherever that person is, or to help with college tuition. Do you know anybody like that? I can help them. You can even ask them, how long would it take for you to find 7 to 10 of your friends that would like to have an extra 2 to 5,000 a month coming to them? And whether it be their friends, neighbors, family, social media, but it's called a third-party invitation. Do you know anybody? People won't say themselves until you say that. If you say, "Are you looking for?" Versus, "Do you know anyone?" That's looking for an extra 2 to 5,000. Everybody is in today's economy. Who is not? But I tell you what, when people start getting slapped beside the head looking for retirement, wow, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Now, as we know, this business is not for everybody, but it's for most people. Back to you, Brenda. I think you're on mute, Brenda.
That's such a true statement. Yeah, that's such a true statement. It's not for everyone, but you don't know who it is. So you cannot determine when you're talking to someone if it's for them or not. Now, you can make that statement to them, so they might be able to make the decision on their own. Because I think you look for people that are self-starters, that are people that are self-motivated, that people have a goal and want to achieve something. See, if you run into somebody where all their lives they've been told what to do, how to do, and then they spend the majority of the day at the water cooler, and then they want a paycheck on Friday for practically doing nothing, that might not be your person, because you want somebody who now you're working for yourself. You're looking to make yourself rich, not somebody else's company rich. So when you find that person who realizes, wow, I've been working, Dawn Brewer, she has a great story on how she worked for a company for so many years, and then he sold the company from under them without a pension or even a bonus, anything to say goodbye and thank you for all your loyalty. I think she was with the company for almost 20 years. So when you run into people like that, and so she realizes that I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to sit back and try to make somebody else rich. So when you meet somebody who says, I've been working hard for so-and-so, getting up in the middle of the, night pretty much to get to work on time and coming, and then there's parts of the year where folks, I know, Rick, you experienced this, where you would wake up in the morning and it's dark and the kids will still sleep. And by the time you came back home from work, it's dark. And if the kids were not asleep, they were like an hour away from time to go to bed, So people are like that. They're literally missing their children growing up. And it's almost like you can't get those years back. We laughed and talked about how much time we love playing with Cece now. And you think about how much hours you were putting in working, you kind of miss some of those moments with our own children. And there are people who are still going through this right now. There are people who are working, 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And you want to offer them, okay, what if you stop one of those jobs for a minute and start working this part-time too, and work it like you work those other jobs, and share it with all the people that you know, and see what happens. And if your income starts surpassing all those other incomes, now you know you've hit a gold mine and you could start working and enjoying life. But you have to be someone who has a goal, a desire, a dream, something that you want to see come to pass. Because we know, like you said, it's not for everyone. And that's because everyone is not disciplined enough to work this business. And we have had people like that where they come in and within a week or two, they get a couple of no's from people who are not going to do anything or do anything different anyway. And they're ready to say, oh, I don't think it works. No, it works. You don't work. And I think we have to get some backbone to say that. You know, we're at the point now when, and it doesn't happen often, but when it does, we can say, okay, sure, fine. Hey, see ya. You know, we don't try to convince someone or try to talk somebody into staying, because you might talk them into it, but I'm telling you, in another month or two, when that payment comes out of their check and they're not doing anything and they've not made any changes, they're not looking at the video, they're not reaching out to learn anything or to just be a better person. Like I said, that's another thing that Serge has taught us, and also Coach taught us back in the day, that it is all about self-development also. And as you learn how to work your own business, you also have to learn how to better yourself.
Just sit it up
And
there,
I think,
Chanel.
oh, that's Chantal. Did you want to share, babe?
Keep going, Brenda.
Oh, okay. So what you want to do is you want to, as you move into sharing this with people, and you know me, I'm the poster child. Hey, learn something new every day. I love learning something new. I love hearing people talk. I love to hear people's different opinions, because to me, that's helping me kind of look at things differently. It's like, why do you think that way? Share with me. I want to know. And it is a great way to continue to learn, to continue to understand. See, the more you start moving out of your comfort zone and looking into different things, the more you're going to learn. And the more you're going to learn, the more of a better person you're going to be. I think it was, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I know we have some great conversations all the time on this call. But even to leave the United States and to see how blessed we are to have running water. You know, no running water. I remember, I forget when, but we were on a trip somewhere, and we were doing an excursion, and they had like a little pit stop where you could go to the bathroom. So the bathroom was like a little shed, you know, it wasn't much to it, but it was a bathroom. And it really, to me, it was a porta pod that somebody put a couple of walls around and put like 2 or 3 porta pods together, and they put a wall around it, making it look like it's an actual bathroom, right? And because when you got out the bathroom, you had to go outside to a faucet to wash your hands. So, and you know, we're so spoiled here in the U.S. Where's the bathroom? Where's the cover seats? And where this and where that? So even here, we went to the bathroom, and when you went in the stall, there's a lady rationing out the toilet paper. And of course, you tip her just for toilet paper. And we're used to going in the bathroom, and there's like 4 or 5 rows all around you. You know, there's cover seats right there. And even that, I was like, are you kidding me? But that was her livelihood. You know, she bought the toilet paper, and if you wanted some, you were going to pay her to get however many sheets, you know, she would give you. And that was such an eye-opening. That was like at the beginning of our traveling. And when I was like, dang, that's interesting. And so, you know, we have it so nice here, but of course everybody wants more, and there's nothing wrong with wanting more. It's nothing wrong with wanting, you know, 2 vehicles if you have one. It's nothing wrong with wanting a vehicle if you have none. And so it's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to have the desire and the will to know how to go forward to get those things. And if you're working a 9 to 5, and like Rick said earlier, and if you have more month by the time you end up spending your check, then you need to figure out how you're going to get more money so you can go through the whole month. And the way I know it is through having your own base business. And we have a lot of things out there. This is not just a one-stop shop with travel. There's all sorts of things out there that people have been making an additional income with. And my whole thing is I don't want to have to be garage qualified. And I have done different businesses where I had a lot of this and a lot of that, and trying to convince someone that my product was better than the product that you can just run down the street and pick up at the store. So you really want to go with my product because my product doesn't have blah, blah, blah. So I have been in those type of businesses, and you talk about not easy. And so that to me is not easy. Whereas where you have travel, all we're doing is we're saying, we know you like United. So instead of just going directly to United, why don't you go through your own business and get reward credits or get a commission? Not so much with the airlines, but you know what I'm saying, with the hotels and all the other trips that you're going to be taking. And even with United, if you go through your membership, now you're going to make reward credits. And not to mention the double dip. People are all into their credit cards. And the fact that you have a United credit card that you can use to pay for your airlines, to pay for your hotel through your membership. Well, you got reward credits for United. Now you get reward credits with your membership. And then you get reward credits with the hotel, and you only use the one credit card. So they call that the triple dip. So there's so many different ways when you're talking to people, you know your business, you're able to explain to them why this works. You're going to fly anyway. You're going to take, whatever transportation anyway. And even though, let's not even talk about tax write-offs. That's another thing. If you're making money and you're having to pay it off in taxes, let me show you how you can kind of shave off some of that taxes. Now, granted, we want to pay our taxes because that's what the U.S. is all about. But if I can help you share, because you're going to spend it anyway. I think that was the interesting thing for Rick and I back in the day. That's what we heard from our accountant, that what are you guys going to do with this money? You need to spend it or you're going to pay taxes on it, and you're going to lose it to Uncle Sam. So we went out and that was so much fun. We rented a center. And we were able to buy all the pictures and the chairs and the refrigerator and, the screens. And we had training and we did presentations. And then even when we would do different types of theme night with food, I got to buy all the food and we had all the different theme nights. And I was able to write all that off. And so, and it was either you're going to write it off or you're going to lose it. So we had to figure out, how are we going to write all this off? Okay, awesome. Let's do this. Let's do that. And that was so fun, and so we want to get back there. And it might not be a building because now we're going to have our teams scattered throughout the United States, and I want to say scattered throughout the world. So now we're going to have a better platform where you're in the comfort of your home and you're on Zoom. And then maybe once or twice a year, you actually meet up with these people for the first time or however many times, twice a year in all these different exotic countries, and you're writing all that off on your taxes. So all of that stuff to me is fun. All of that, even going to Cancun, we met so many people that we're going to be seeing over and over again because they're going to build this business. They're going to make it happen because they're literally building to survive, where we're here building to better our life. And so we don't want to get to the point where we're building to survive. You want to start building before someone says, oh, you don't have this anymore, you don't have this anymore. So what do you do? Figure it out. So you want to start building now before you have to build to survive. And I think this is it for me. Does somebody else want to share? So that's why I think we should make sure we share it with everybody and anybody, because you have no idea who's going to look at this and say, oh yeah, I think this is something I can do. We always sit back and say, well, they look like they're doing really great, and I don't want to bother them because I don't think they're going to want to do. Listen, those dentists, they work hard. Our dentist, he works hard. He is constant every time. Look, he has a staff. Oh, I don't know how many dental hygienists or whatever what their titles are that works his business. But he is in there and he goes from one area to the next and one area to the next. And he is moving. He is working hard. And so we kind of sprinkle a little salt and pepper here and there. Rick and I both, yeah, we travel. Oh, you travel? Da, da, da. So the more we go, the more we'll share because he's our new dentist. We're getting to know all of our new physicians, dentists, and all that. But we will definitely be able to share with him what we do and why we do it. Because this guy works hard. And you could tell he works hard because every time we go in there, you have a hygienist that's doing the basic work. Then if there's some major work, then they're like, Dr. D, we're ready for you over here. Then he says goodbye to this patient. He runs over and does something to the patient. And then he finishes with that. And he puts something on a timer. Then he runs over and see another patient. Oh, we're finished with the cleaning, Dr. D. We just need you to check her out. Oh, okay, ready. This guy works hard. And so somebody who's in the medical field, man, not only are they working hard, they have a serious student debt that they're trying to pay off and still maintain a lifestyle. So don't dismiss the person that you might think don't need surge. Because even if they were to go, even if a professional person, no matter what their profession is, let's say they decide to go to a convention, and the convention is Wednesday through Friday, and they get there on Tuesday, so they're in class or, they're listening to speakers all day Wednesday, because Tuesday was a travel day, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all day Friday, and then Saturday they should go home. And they want to stay another day or two to enjoy the resort or wherever they were because they were in class all those days during the week. Well, once the convention is over, that's it. They can't write that off. They can't write off Saturday and Sunday or even Monday because they decided to stay and relax because they're no longer working. They're no longer doing whatever their profession is. And that's a lawyer, that's a doctor, that's whatever it is, even if it's a contractor going to learn more about blah, 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 he cannot write it off. But if he was in the travel business, he could write it all off because travel is his business. Travel is the other business that he has along with his business. So there are so many different ways. There are so many different ways that you can do different things and make this business work. So it's just a matter of sharing it. It's a matter of saying, okay, I want you to see what I'm doing. Just take a look at. And what's so nice, everything is quick and simple. We have on demand. So as far as getting it to people, and sometimes they say, I don't know if they say it takes 6 or 7 times before someone will make a decision. Okay, if you want to believe that, that's what's going to happen. But I think after 2 to 3 times, they've seen something. They've talked to you about this business. If they can't say, well, yeah, I think I want to give it a try, I don't know if that 4th, 5th, or 6th time is going to make a difference because they pretty much already made up their mind. And now what you're doing is you're hoping and pleading that they will see something different. They'll talk to something different. Now, the only thing with that is circumstances changes, okay? So they might see something where, oh, I don't have time right now. I got so much going on in my life, blah, blah, blah. So maybe in a month or two, the circumstance might change where they would look at it differently. And so then if that's the case, then yes, they will look at it differently. But yeah, I think people kind of know. Yes, go right ahead.
Most of the folks I think on the line right now remember that I've participated in this Women's Expo event years fact, you know,
Mhm.
you and
Yes.
then we used to share a booth and stuff. So just to kind of give people another opportunity or another, I would call a power partner or a person to be in touch with to maybe build business. I was approached by a guy who's in another booth, does reverse mortgages. He actually came by my booth as he was going to the snack bar. He saw, right there, and said, we really need to talk. And I said, sure. What do you need? What do you need? How can I help you? He says, I do reverse mortgages. Once I do that, one of the first things that everybody asks me that now that we have this money, we want to travel. You know anybody that can help us? So what I'm going to do is get together with him here in the next day or so, show him the tools that we have so that he knows, what it is that we can do for all of his clientele so that he's helping. Because, like we all know, people want to travel once they have the money. So those of you out there that know people in the mortgage business or that do reverse mortgages, things like that, even financial advisors, because that's another thing that financial advisors do, that once they help people get their finances squared away, one of the things that they tell them about is, what do you want to do with your money? How do you want to live? And it typically involves setting aside money for future travels, vacations, and things like that. So, if you know financial planners or advisors, or again, mortgage people, that approach them and see if you can team up with them, and possibly, just like Brenda's saying here, they may want to take it on themselves, earn that extra income stream, because it could be a big benefit for them as well from that standpoint, if they don't want to refer that to somebody else. Just wanted to share that before I forgot.
Yeah, that's a good one. And see, that's just being creative, because yes, we have sat at those booths and a lot of people walk by. We've done the bridal shows. We've gone to Denver and we've done shows in Denver. So there's a lot of different ways. If you're sitting back saying, oh, I don't know anybody, blah, 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 you figure you have churches that have different bazaars and they have different yard sales that they have. Set up a little area with your, you might be selling your macrame purses or whatever you're doing at the church. You might be selling those pound cakes that everybody loves, but set up part of that for your travel business. See, it's all about being creative and sharing with people, and watch how folks go, oh, okay, and as I know what we used to do, Mariano, is we'd have candy. We would put candy on around our table, and so people, and Mariano would have some good bars. He didn't have no cheesy candy. He would have the big Snicker bars, and he'd have really big candy, and then he would actually make them where he had his business as the wrapper. So it would be a Snicker bar. It would be a Mr. Good bar, but it would have all of his information wrapped around it like a candy bar. So there are so many different ways that you can do things to get your information out there. And like we all know, like Mariano just shared with us, that he's going to get back with the guy, the money is in the follow-up. And we have said that, and we have heard that so much. The money is in the follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. Because we can reach out to somebody, but if we don't follow through, if we don't follow up with them, if we don't follow up to ask the question, what do you think? What did you like best about what you saw? And even, did you even take the time to see it? Or even talk a little bit about what you have with the surge business, because they might say, oh, I don't want to watch a video. So have your, elevator speech ready to be able, your 3-minute elevator speech, to say something to them, to see if that'll spark an interest. Really? I could do that with my business? Oh, I want to know more about that. So I think when we open up our mind to all the different ways that we can get out there and share it with people, because, a lot of times with family, you might be the one. You might be the only entrepreneur in your family. And if you're the only one, you can only sit around dinner and talk about your travel business so much before everybody's like, oh, here they go again. If it's not for them, then don't waste your time on them. What you want to do is show them. And then there might be one that says, how you doing that? How you got to travel, blah, blah, blah. I want to know. So you might have to, sometimes, I forget what that saying was, where we live in the show me state. So you might even live in the show me family, where the family is not going to do anything or follow you until you start showing them how this business is working for you, how you're able to travel, how you're able to buy that car. Then they're going to say, oh, what are you doing? So there's so many different ways. And I don't want us to get hung up on the one way, because there's so many ways. You might have to reach out and talk to folks you don't know. You might have to go ahead. Does somebody want to share? Okay, I thought I
Well,
heard somebody
Brenda,
coming in. Yes.
the that happens all the time. I'm pretty sure Chantel can tell you, but it happens to me. It happens. People ask, "What are you doing? I want to know what you're doing, or I want to know about what you're doing." I just sent some information. We were on Nick Nicholson's Zoom on Tuesday, and as most of you probably know, that's when that bomb cyclone hit the Northwest and the West Coast, and it's still going on. But during that presentation, his internet got knocked out from the high winds, and we were able to carry on because he brought up his. I think he's still out of power. I think Chantel told me, but there's 500,000 people were out of power anyway. Unusual things, unusual circumstances, unusual times we're in. But he was in the midst of sharing some information, and he did a training afterwards, which he doesn't normally do that. But he shared some ideas about how to get the word out, how to invite or have I think it's your 30-second speech ready. I'm going to send that to the messenger group. It's just a short spiel on things you can say to people if you got 30 seconds. And that was like my elevator speech, how to get your point across in 30 seconds or less. But this being the leadership call, and it is, then you know that we don't just get on this Thursday call. All week, almost every day, we're in touch. We communicate with each other various ways. Some of the things, the ideas are coming, the strategies are formula. We're getting it together to really blow the doors off with everything that's happening. And you know that what's happening in the States and in the world, and especially with this nation, is not an accident. It's real. And I mean, the prices are going up, and they're getting hit harder, every day. The cost of everything's going up, and including when it starts to affect the cost of living, and you cannot afford the basic needs. That gets your attention. That's just about where we are now for a lot of people. And it's not by chance that these companies hand out pink slips. I was watching a video the other day that intentionally they wait till 1 week before Christmas to hand out pink slips. And Boeing up here is doing that right now. And they said one week before Christmas, they're going to hand out these pink slips to thousands of people. But anyway, some of the terms that we're using now are for where we are, and it's real. We want to use those commissions earned in that $11 trillion travel industry to create our own economy. That's what it's going to take.
Good.
People have been brainwashed, or well, really, you can call it brainwashed. But I kind of say that they are programmed to reject network marketing. That was not by accident. I have talked to some people that tried to talk me out of it when I was doing real estate because they were on the other side of the fence. They don't want you to connect with each other. This is how we survive, by banding together, by partnering and connecting networks to create our own economy, because the other one wants to shut you down and be subservient to them. This is realities. We are looking to train teams or families to operate, to get that going, to connect networks. That's where the big dollars are. Rick, he'll tell you that we are looking for the people that's unplugged from that matrix. But everybody's not unplugged, and everybody that's been programmed does not mean they cannot be reprogrammed. If they're willing to listen and to be trained, we have an answer. Back to you, Brenda.
I like to
Yeah, that is true.
Aura.
That's a good way to look at it.
Aura just joined yesterday, and so welcome, Aura. She's driving, so she really can't speak. But she just joined yesterday.
Welcome, Aura.
Welcome to Surge 365, and she is a leader amongst leaders. She is a vet and lives down in, I believe, Miami area. And she was telling me that she was working for a company. This is the state of affairs out there. A company that was supposed to be promising people government jobs to get on with the U.S. government. And so they were working, and they had some really neat titles like logistics, different really great sounding titles. And I think she was working in the area of logistics. And you had some people there, high-powered folks, PhDs working there, people that are just looking to hopefully bridge their job to the government from that job. And they were opening boxes. They called it logistics, but they were opening boxes. And they got paid a little over $13 an hour. And they was holding people with a carrot that you could possibly bridge to a government job from here. It really was slave labor, totally. And she was just saying, how, and she's been out there talking to vets and doing just pulsing what's going on out there in our economy with the workforce and all that. And she says, Rick, it's crazy. It's crazy. People are being held down from opportunity. And while they're being held down, they're being used and abused. And so I'll just welcome, or she's going to be doing some great things. She's from Colombia, and I've been living in the States and retired military. I'm not sure if she's retired, but she was in the military, and she speaks Spanish. So Mariana, I want you just to say hi to Aura in Spanish.
Hola, Aura, ¿cómo estás?
She may not be able to talk back, but
Yeah, I don't think she can speak because she's driving, but yeah, it's exciting.
Just say something else to her.
Go ahead.
Hablamos después cuando tienes. Vamos después.
Tell her about Surge,
el
Mariana.
tiempo.
Tell her about Surge.
Que vaya bien. El Surge 365 es un negocio hermoso en que pueden hacer lo que como tú quieres. Y el mundo es la ciudad que nosotros tenemos ahora. Ver cuándo podemos hablar más, pero que te vaya bien. Que Dios te bendiga.
Gracias. Hello, I'm Aura. How are you guys?
Hello, how are you?
I have to remember how to mute myself. I haven't been in a Zoom about 3 months now. I forgot my command.
Well, good to have you on board. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you. The program is CWT, so Work for Therapy. They include the veterans that are disabled, that they're maybe not service connected or had problems with the law, whichever have you. So some veterans are in the street or whichever way it is. So they have a program called Work for Therapy. So basically, you're in therapy and you get paid $13 an hour to serve to serve the Veterans Affairs Administration on that side. but you're supposed to be so messed up you can't get computer work because it's a federal government facility. So the only jobs that are available are logistics, housing, meaning housekeeping, meaning cleaning floors and bathrooms, logistics, opening boxes, engineering. So you have people that are 65, are not service connected. They barely could keep, they're looking for work and they're offering $13 an hour. Now with this economy, your average one bedroom is going for $2,000. You tell me, where would you find to live at a $13 an hour? Just food for thought. But thank you for welcoming.
Yes, and welcome to Search 365.
Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely delighted to have you in the team. It is exciting and what you bring to the table. You know what you just said is so. I was looking at more than one person, even on the social media, and I was encouraging this one young lady that we know personally, and they just purchased a home, and she was literally burning out because she says, "I can no longer do this." She's already working 2 jobs, and they're still not making ends meet. And then she's running home and trying to get the children situated in her day off, and she was just so burnt out. And that the wage is not going to do it, people. And so we have a tool in our hands. You really, when you talk about healthy, wealthy generations, that is a mind shift. That is called a renewing. I'm telling you, right, this is the way we do this. You are going to have to absolutely renew your mind every day. You have to get up out the bed with the mindset that we are the chosen. We're getting this done. The people are coming in. They're going to see us. They're going to connect with us. Wherever we go, it's happening every day. Every time we walk out of here or even on the social media, people are contacting us. And they're like, we're watching you. And I'm telling you, people are watching you because when they see somebody doing something, they're like, wow, I'm just sitting here and I'm miserable. And these people, when you're posting out here, and we're not just we're posting what we're living. When we're out here going where we're going, and people are like, how are they doing that? And we are in real life, people. We're dealing with situations, and I always come to people like, this storm that hit us over here, whatever they call it, it's so big. And one of our ambassadors is without power. But I'm telling you, we are still the chosen. And so you can choose to sit here and say, woe is me. I'm going through this. I'm going through that because I got my hands up. Me too. And I'm going to come back to you every time and say, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And this is the day we're in, people. But we even in this company right here, which is in a reset, we're in a powerful place. We still have so much freedom here to choose. Like I'm getting ready to get in a summit from Los Cabos, VIP summit over here, where they're looking for some travel advisors to pop in to look at their products. Why? Because we're moving the product, people. You still own that. So don't feel like, oh, they're pushing on me now. I have to become a network marketer. Nope. You have a choice. You still own the membership club. You still own the Vortex. You still are a travel advisor. It is yours. You own it. You run it according to the brand that you have chosen for yourself. Now, what we've done is put some extra tools on the table because of what's happening in real life, but we still get to choose. And when I go out here, I'm going out here as Chantel. I'm not going out here trying to run down people. Nope. I'm going out here to have me a cup of coffee or go around the corner and sit at wherever I'm at. And people will say hi, and I'll say hi. That's it. Whatever happens, it happens. But it's a hi. I'm going to post a picture of what happened with a hi the other day when I was taking a staycation. Because why? Because we have to get out here. We have to go sit in these hotels, check out these rooms, see how the food tastes, and so we can tell our clientele how this is. And I met this wonderful a vet. She had just This lady had just retired the previous week, and she had on a t-shirt. And this is how simple this is. And I said, hey, I like your t-shirt. She ran over. And she's like, hey, sis, gave me a hug. And she says, I just retired. And I was like, wow, I'm telling you, just like that. And she said, you know what I'm about to do? She said, I came here to see my friends, my family's over in Mobile, Alabama. She says, but me, the girlfriends and I, it's a group of us that are going to the Dominican Republic. We're on our way. Is anybody in here?
Wow.
Gave me her contact information. She says, let's stay in contact because I just like your pleasantness. And I said, I got you in prayer. So wherever you're traveling, and I've already checked on her because she's sitting in the hotel over here to see how she's doing. It's just being friendly. That's all it is. Don't try to be who you're not. If something opens up to you, you are drawing who you are. Period. Be comfortable in yourself. I just want to encourage you in that because that's who we are. We can grow.
But folks, a bomb cyclone. I mean, who ever heard of such a bomb cyclone? It was maybe a 24-hour notice. It's not like it moved up from the islands up to Key West and on up to the Gulf. It was less than a 24-hour notice. It hit the whole West Coast. It went right around us, north to south, and with that shorter notice. But you know what? Our surge can do the very same thing.
Glenn?
Yes, sir.
Glenn, you painted a perfect picture because I hear on the news all the places that got hit, and I know where we're positioned geographically. I know where the wind goes. It goes north, it goes south, but it doesn't come here. There's a reason. And I'm like, okay, we're sheltered from the storm, no matter if it's sudden or not. Yeah. We're sheltered. We didn't have to worry. Our lights flickered maybe once or twice. And that was it. And it's a bunch of leaves in the yard I got to attend to. Thanks. But other than that, it's just another normal night. And I wake up to the news. People lost their lives. People are still out of power. My cousin still out of power. I got family members north and south still out of power. I'm like, look at this here. It's all about where you're positioned. I said that to say, take that picture and now look at where you are in this business. This business is a storm shelter financially. Yeah. It is an arc financially. When people understand that, how to use this business, how to position themselves with this business in an industry that is truly recession proof, that we can't live without. I mean, come on, it's kind of like a no-brainer. I mean, do you really have to ask someone, do you want to be a part of an $11+ trillion industry for $500? The $500 tax deductible investment?
Right.
So, and then we have 10% price match guarantee. The whole nine, you got 12 months to test it out. I mean, it's so many ways you can't lose just by getting familiar with what you have. And I've had so many people, I know we all have, that gotten, we talked about it, that got in the business and didn't even look to see what they had. They spent their money and didn't even open the box. And you let somebody with a similar old box tell you what's in the box that you bought. You said you don't even know, and you refuse to open it, and you send it back without even opening it. And that's what people do when they jump out of the business and don't even. I've had people do that and don't even look at to see what they purchased. You spend $500, I think you would look at it. I mean, I'm just saying, but you know,
because
we're truly in position.
Excuse me, Ed. You have to stay where the energy is. And that was the reason we had to be at that leadership meeting, right? When we met Delvi Santiago and personally, and we heard his heart. And I'm telling you, everywhere I'm going now, all I'm seeing, I'm like, okay, this is getting interesting. I'm telling you, it's Spanish speaking people. I'm like, I'm like, okay, I'm taking note of this. But Delvey, I'm telling you, when your company is hands-on with you, who gets that, people? Do not let this sleep. Take advantage of it. Our leaders have always been these people. We've always had Chris Coakley's phone number, Dr. Coakley, the owner, people. Delvey gave Glenn his cell number. Come on, people. What companies does that for you? Take advantage of what we have. These are real people who are concerned about helping us help the masses. But it starts with, I got my hands up. I'm ready to go to work. Just don't sleep on this moment right here because it is massive. But the renewing of the mind is real. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
The renewal
You
of the
can't
mind.
tell. There was they put a email out about the Draftmanity site. You want to share on that?
Yes, we are back up and running. Just had to wait a few minutes, people. We always get what we're here for. I'm like, people, be patient. Do you understand?
right?
We have a company that just gained up. Our owner is, this dude is bad to the bone. I'm just excited to run with him. But we have 18 new powerful they're inputting 18 new additions to the company, and it takes time. So while you're out here doing your part, just remember that part. That's all I'm saying. As people are out here posting on social media, pull that back, because and I see you coming to my company. I'm not trying to come at you, but I will come at you because this is too much work that has been put in place. I am not even playing. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're the company. Why are you out here talking about your company that you own? Partner with your company. Give them time. Do you know we just got purchased a brand new home office? A brand new building. Do you know it takes work to implement all of this into the company? Everything that we've desired, it's here. It's getting put in place. Hold tight. The 100% is coming. What they told you is true. It is true. So just keep on doing your part and be positive. If you don't understand something, please don't post that on social media. Go in here and hit up your leaders. That's why you have leaders, to help you. If you still don't get through to your leader, you have a home office number to call. Call them up. Because we're back up and running, and now you can book and go wherever. Send your clientele, because people are going all over the world.
And
People
that
are
information,
booking travel.
yeah,
It's
that
in your
information was sent
email.
out. Right.
Yeah.
They didn't read the email, so they went on social and badmouth their own company.
And so Sarita Gross was a little ticked off, so she put that out there. I saw it. I think it was sometime last evening, and she said, "Please read your emails often."
That's crazy.
Come on, people.
That's sick.
That's where I saw it in the email. I'm like, wow.
Well, it's
But
because people don't know what they have,
that's it.
And one of the things that, and this is one of the realizations that has been really just been pressing on me more and more, is how the travel vendors globally are trying to move their travel services to the consumer, and they need help. They're doing it through retail. They're doing it through online booking. They're doing it through the travel agents out there. And here comes Surge 365 that says, I will be the broker. I will be the middle person to connect an army of independent travel distributors, us, SBAs, and travel advisors, to help move your travel services to a global market space of 9 billion people who have been locked down because of COVID and are now ready to travel again. What are those services? Airline tickets, hotels, accommodations, vacation packages, car rentals, cruises, tours and activities, travel insurance, passports and visas. I will help you get that product to market We'll do it because of personal use. We'll also do it because we're going to build huge teams, family and friends, even strangers coming together. And you were going to incentivize them to come together and to build these huge networks because word of mouth, of course, is the best way to move travel services. But we're going to incentivize them when they pay $500, like Ed was saying, they pay $500 to come on board to Surge 365. They're SBAs and they're also travel agents, travel advisors, the travel side of the business, as well as the SBA marketing side of the business. 5 sales or 5, they sponsor 5 travel owner packages. What is it? TTPs, travel technology packages. They get a leadership bonus of $500. They have recouped their money. They're 3 and free because of those 5 sponsoring 5 people. Now they're 3 and free, not paying a monthly fee, except for the $20 of the SBA. So their overhead is $20. But Surge 365 has positioned all of us to have access to the travel vendors globally, where we can personally use and travel wholesale instead of retail, write it up on our taxes, get paid to go, but also share the product with the consumer and earn tremendous amount of income, not only in building the teams, getting those $1,000 bonuses, $10,000 bonuses, 100-day challenge, earning 52,000, 200-day challenge, earning $52,000, residual income, weekly commissions, monthly commissions, 25% commission match on anyone you personally sponsored, and so much more in between. 7-day vacation stay when you've been a member for 12 months. All of these incentives. They buy our toys. We have an executive leadership program called Directors Program, from level 1 to level 8 director. Serious toys, serious income, aside from the compensation plan. All of this.
Ethical, legit, and legal.
Ethical and proven since 2015.
Yes, sir.
We founded Surge in 2015. Brenda and I are founders of Surge 365. And so we're not overnight. We've been proving this model since 2000. Well, Brenda and I, since we joined the travel industry, 2004. You figure we went full time in 2005. That means we left our jobs. And Mariano, like he says, he's a witness. We left our jobs. And this is what we've been doing full time. Now, the decision that people make today sustains and prepares them for their future tomorrow. Little did we know when we came on board in 2004 that this business would take us through 2008, when we had an economic downswing, our nation, that it would take us through the pandemic, 2020, where that would be the best, almost the best year of our life, right, Brenda? Money is rolling in. And who knew? The decision you make today to get busy, to get involved, not only for you, but to create generational wealth. So here we are now with the opportunity. After every crisis is an opportunity. Millionaires will be created in so many other industries as well as travel. Here we have an opportunity. So I went online and I saw our consumer-facing booking engine, Travemanity. We have the Vortex, but we also have a website that's a travel booking website that people don't have to register for. And I'm looking at this website, flights, hotels, cars, vacation packages, cruises, and passports and visas, rent RVs, Ticketmasters. All of these products are for sale. So when I talk about working on behalf of the travel vendors to move their product to market, this site is consumer facing. that allows people to book. We earn commissions on every transaction that happens on this site. So imagine me getting this free link out and people can just book. The Vortex or Deeper Savings, so they register for the Vortex, but this is just go online and book and get those flights, and everything is competitive with every public site out there, Expedia, Priceline, and we receive a commission. We have there's over 32 plus streams of income in Surge 365. You choose. How do you want to make money in Surge 365? One of the things that I have come back to is building huge teams, earning those $1,000 bonuses. Do you know anyone who is looking to make an extra $2,000 to $5,000 a month working from home? Do you know anyone like that? Connect them with me. I can help them. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, sign me up. I want in. I want in. I want to be a part of it.
Exciting.
Oh, it is. It is. Anybody else want to share?
Write it down.
Sign me up.
Write it.
Yes.
Starting from this day, leaders lead, winners win. I love that because the man spoke it for so long. And it is so hilarious when you stand in the room. I'm getting ready to put the pictures out soon. When we come in the room and you come up to Dr. Coakley, and I got the picture with him and Glenn, and I'm just looking at him and tears are just forming because I'm like, we remember when you came to Washington State and you said something big is coming, but it's bigger than you think it is. And we asked him that night and said, is that what you were thinking? He says, I couldn't even see this far. He said, but Coach Tomer saw me this far. That is some powerful vision, man. He said, but I wrote it down. He said, what I did write down was, I saw us as an international company. That was in my vision. Write it down and then let it do what it does. But it has to be written. Don't know how to explain that to you, but I just know from looking at what's happened with us and others who are here who have received, even tonight, just received another vacation package from a company that we're picking up tonight. I'm like, people, I can't make this stuff up. We always win. Put it on paper and let it do what it does. But have some fun with it. Don't get tight. Share your life with people and they will see you and say, hey, I want a part of that. But those $1,000 bonuses spend pretty good. I'm just saying. So with that 10,000 and the other thousands that's coming this way too. I'm just saying.
You know.
Yeah, before we jump off, keep the Tillmans covered. They're down in the Dallas area. So let's cover them. And I'm not sure if Nick's going to do a Zoom tonight. I will reach out to him, but I know
he said no.
Okay, I know their power was out, so stay tuned. Check your emails.
Let me ask right quick. So Glenn and Chantel, my cousin said, Rick, I want a cruise and take my family on a cruise. And I know you guys have just done that and your family came back from Hawaii and all happy. Now, did you go through Carnival and they set that up for you?
She went and did the training with Norwegian and booked that herself with Norwegian.
What?
Yes. Absolutely. And loved it. And she's out here now. They have 2 more cruises. They just returned and now they're out here with 2 more cruises already.
A person can come in this business, take the training, and be qualified to take a cruise and earn a commission on it. That's vocational training that people. So Aura, she went to this pretend job like she was talking about. How many of those people would love to have a career as a travel advisor where they can have access to all of that free training, travel training, become a specialist? They want to be a Disney specialist. They want to be a cruise specialist. They want to be a special needs travel specialist, a wedding destination specialist, instead of getting paid $13 an hour. Man, come on. Back to you, Brenda.
Rick, we did a family cruise on with Carnival out of Miami, and we were not specialists with
They set
Carnival.
that up for you?
Say
What
again?
should I tell my cousin? Should I just connect her as a travel advisor with Carnival?
Yeah,
And they go
yeah.
planning?
All I did was register with Carnival, and then that gives you access to their agents.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did was give them the information, and they did everything else. They tracked the payments and everything.
And you
Yes,
made a commission.
yes, absolutely.
We
Oh.
have another one of our owners in Virginia she absolutely came into the company, did her 30-day training, and soon as that was done, she called me up. She said, "Hey, I'm ready to book a cruise. Can you get on with me?" And I'm getting on with Carnival. Sat online while Carnival went through there, picked the rooms with her, did everything. Had the trip up and running the same day. The group trip was up and running within 2 hours.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I'll do that.
Legit.
All righty. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's have fun doing this and making it work. Like, we guys are all here to help each other win, because when one of us win, we all win. And that's what it's all about. It's helping us help one. And before you know it, we've literally taken over the world with Surge 365. And it all starts with each one of us. So before we jump off, did anybody else want to share anything?
Hey, you know what? They get those commissions. The owners under us get the commissions, but guess what? We get an override.
You get an override as a master.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's really nice. So all the different ways that we can make money here in Surge 365. And like we tell new people, we're not telling you to quit your job. If you want to continue to work your job, but also work your Surge business as hard as you're working your job, and watch what starts paying you more. And that's when you will make the decision if it's worth staying there 9 to 5 and making that versus going with Surge and making what you're making with Surge.
Well.
So we're excited. We're excited with everything that's happening. We're excited. You can just feel it in the atmosphere. And we just thank everybody for joining us on the call and sharing, because what I love to say all the time is, we're winners, and we are the most trusted travel team in Surge 365. And we want everybody to have a great rest of your day. And we will be seeing you guys up in the slopes, traveling and skiing with Mariano.
Is there a meeting next
down
week?
all the way. What's next week?
When is Thanksgiving?
Oh, next week is Thanksgiving. Okay, so no, we'll all be knee deep in a plate full of food. So next week we will not be having this call. Everybody going to overeat. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. But so we will not be having this call next week, but definitely the following week. So with that, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday as we roll into the season. And remember, when you're talking about Surge 365 to people, Surge 365 is the gift that will keep on giving. It's never ending.
Good.
So remember that when you're talking to folks. You figure they got that Mega Quest game out there right now. It's $500 for that Mega Quest game.
And
it's only going to last but so long before you set that game aside. But with Surge, you can continue. It is a gift that will continue giving and giving as much as you want to get. So I want everybody to have a great rest of yes, way less than the cost of a cell phone. You got that right. Okay. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will be talking soon. And happy holidays to everyone. Okay, bye-bye now.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Love you all.
Ciao.